So with what I'm going to do now, this is all about better backs and better pelvic floor health. And these two are very strongly connected. And the big player that kind of makes a huge impact here with both your back health and your pelvic floor health is your glutes. These play such a huge role. So if somebody has got their glutes not firing properly, or maybe one glute that doesn't fire, maybe there's been an injury in the past to their hip, to their knee, to their ankle, and that's caused the glutes not to fire properly, essentially it's going to affect the back and it's going to affect the pelvic floor. A lot of the time with clients that I see, if they've got a pelvic floor dysfunction, I can look and see whether or not they're actually firing their glutes. Are they actually working through these muscles in their butt? 9 times out of 10 they're not. Or they're working, but they're not working full range. Or maybe one glute's working and one glute's not. So I'm going to really focus on our back health as well as our butt health here as well. So this session is going to be strong for the butt, it's going to be strong for the back. Depending on kind of, we're really thinking about non-specific back issues. Obviously, if you've got a specific back issue, you need to be working with your health practitioner and working along the alliance with what they're telling you. But most of the time, with regards to any back issue that's going on, the back doesn't tend to really like to forward flex very much, because it does put an impingement onto the discs in between each vertebrae. And a lot of people find that forward flexion and forward flexion with rotation are the worst things for their back. What we want to do is really think about strengthening up through the posterior chain. So I'm going to be working through your upper back, I'm going to be working through your mid back, I'm going to be working through your lower back, I'm going to be definitely firing the glutes, and I'm going to be working these single-sided, so that essentially for you, you can identify if there's one side that feels stronger than the other, one side that you're struggling more on. And then with that, I'm going to be definitely engaging through the inner thighs, which play again a huge role with your pelvic floor health. So a lot of the time, if we're actually working through the inner thighs, whether that be contracting or actually opening, pelvic floor is firing up for us. So we're really trying to think about this being a full body approach rather than isolating, individual muscles. I want everything to work together on the posterior chain. I want that to work together with pelvic floor, definitely. The other things to think about, and I know I talk about this a lot in my group, if somebody has got a pelvic floor dysfunction, essentially pelvic floor muscles, and it's not just one mystery muscle, there's a network of muscles that make up the pelvic floor. But if your pelvic floor is weak, you're having any problems with it, then there's other things that we need to address rather than just exercise. The first thing is breathing, because the breath directly correlates with engaging through the pelvic floor, and especially exhaling. Exhaling on the exertion really will help that. We also really want to think about the position of the body. Is that pelvis twisted backwards? Because if it is, then the pelvic floor muscles are going to be out of alignment. So we really want to think about trying to bring that pelvis into a more neutral position. And then also, what's going on with regards to hydration? Is this body dehydrated? Which a lot of the time with somebody with a pelvic floor dysfunction, often they don't drink enough because, again, they're scared. They're scared of leakage. And I think it's really, really important to make people aware that, like any muscle, we need to be hydrated in order to be able to work effectively. So every muscle in the body needs to be able to contract and relax, just like the pelvic floor muscles do. But in order to be able to contract and relax effectively, you need to be hydrated properly, and also you need to make sure that your nutrition is being complemented so that essentially these muscles have got growth and repair. If somebody is deficient in a certain food type, especially protein, and their diet is full of inflammatory foods, then unfortunately that's going to have a direct effect on how the muscles contract, the stress of the muscles. If somebody's got quite a large amount of weight in the front of their body, that's a hell of a lot of weight pushing down onto the pelvic floor. So again, I would be thinking about this being a more holistic approach. We want to think about hydration, we want to think about nutrition, and making sure we're fueling our body right, not just from a weight loss point of view, but also from an actual health point of view. So if somebody is, putting a lot of inflammatory foods into their body, and this area of the body is inflamed and it's pushed forward, or you're holding a lot of body weight there, that's putting a lot of strain on the lower back. It's putting a lot of strain into the pelvic floor as well. So we want to think about, adding in a little bit more than just exercise. We need to think about breath, we need to think about neutral spine position, we need to think about hydration, and we need to think about nutrition. So obviously that's a lot of information to take on, and if you want any more info on that, please let me know. I definitely recommend, if you're an instructor and you're teaching Pilates, that you might want to look at doing one of the upskilled courses, maybe on back care, maybe on orthopedics, maybe on pregnancy, which will help you with your knowledge to do with pregnancy, to do with pelvic floor health, to do with your back health as well there. And obviously if you're a participant of mine, then feel free to message me if you've got any questions at all. Otherwise, we are going to get going, gang. Are we all good? Are we ready for this? Hopefully you can all hear me and see me okay. So let's get going. I want us to think about, first of all, the way that your back moves and the way that kind of it feels to move today, how it feels it wants to move today. So I'm going to get you first of all to place your feet underneath your hip bones, and I want you to be aware of that position, because obviously there's going to be things that we're going to do with the pelvis where we need to take the feet wider, and then where we're going to bring them back in under the hips. So I want you to identify where that place is first of all. If you stand with your feet together, turn your toes out to the corners of the room, realign your heels with your toes, that will bring you into that correct position first of all. I want you to evenly distribute your weight between your right and your left foot and feel the weight that you've got there. Because obviously if you're standing more on one leg, pelvis is going to be twisted, it's going to be tilted. That's going to have a direct correlation with your engagement of the muscles in your back, your glutes, your pelvic floor, your inner thighs. So let's try and bring our stance equal. And then let's think about this neutral spine position first of all. I want you to rock your pelvis forward and back. Be aware today how that feels. As you're rocking forward and through, going all the way forward, point A, all the way back, point C, I want you to find point B, somewhere in between. And really think about that position of your pelvis, because that's going to be different from every single person. It's also going to be different on a daily basis for you. So your neutral spine will be different now than it was when we did the core class at the start, because it's changed. So think about that. Think about that positioning. It changes on a daily basis as well, depending on what you've been doing. All the way forward, point A, all the way back, point C. Find that point B. That's the safest place for your lower back, and it's the most effective place to engage the abdominals. So be aware of that. As you've got your pelvis in that position, I want you to lengthen up through the top of your head. Grow tall. Roll the shoulders up, down, and away from your ears. So your neck is lovely and long. And then let's think about this breath, because I want you to connect your breath with your pelvic floor, placing one hand onto the rib cage, one hand onto the front of your belly. Let's take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose or the mouth. I want you to be aware of that breath. I want you to feel it, so that when you're breathing in, you're feeling your ribcage expand, you're feeling your belly expand. When you breathe out, you feel them connect. Now, as you're doing that, I'm just going to very, very quickly give you a little anatomy lesson about how your diaphragm affects your pelvic floor. So if you think about the diaphragm muscle, it lays like a dome shape underneath, and as we inhale, it flattens to draw air into the lungs, and as we exhale, it moves up to push air out of the lungs. Now when it moves up, it takes up with it, connecting through the pelvic floor muscles, the internal pelvic floor muscles. So I want you to really utilise your out breath, because we can engage pelvic floor and abdominals deeper as we breathe out. So get that connection. Once you've got that going on, I want you to relax your neck. So let's take our head down and then let's bring it back. We're going to just allow that neck to fall and rise. Taking our time as we move here, up and back and through. Because if you're holding tension in your neck, it's going to affect how your back moves. So I just want you to bring that forward and back and let the neck release. Maybe open the mouth slightly as you take your head back and then release it. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck as you bring your head down, and the front of your neck as you bring your head back. How's that feel? When you're ready, take your head over to the right shoulder, feel the stretch, roll the head down and round, over to the other side. So big rotations forward and through. We're going to take our time as we do this. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Well done. No rush as you're moving. As you bring your head over to the right, place that right hand onto the side of the head and draw the left shoulder down. Inhale, exhale, change sides. Coming over to the other side, bring the hand to the head and let's bring that head down. Well done. We release. Roll the shoulders back. Think about how those shoulders feel. Bearing in mind you've just done a core class. We've done quite a lot of stability through the shoulders, where we were using the upper body as stabilizer as you're working through the abdominals and through the back. So let's release these shoulders. Do you want to rotate that forward? Would that feel better for you? So take the time as you move, as you're opening up and releasing. Well done. I'm going to take my right arm and circle back. Now go on my left. Open up through the shoulders. We're going to be using these arms as we start to work through our back. So let that shoulder release first of all. Be aware of how that feels. Well done. So my right arm is going to come into a baby back bend, then my left. I'm going to turn side on so you can see me. Land a little baby back bend there. Press it away. Now I need you to squeeze the muscles in your butt. Stay strong. You're not hyperextending your back. You're just extending your back. Yes, so no hyper. And the way that we correct that is by squeezing the bottom and bracing the abdominals a little bit stronger. Now move that arm just a little bit further out onto the diagonal. So you're just opening a little bit further. See how that feels. Press and release. Good work. Go again. And then bring the arms forward. We're going to rotate right and then rotate left. And again, think about how that feels to move. As you turn, you're keeping the muscles in your bottom really strong. Keeping your lower back strong. Well done. I'm going to do 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Let those arms rotate. Wrap around the waist and bend the knees. Now let's start to move through our chest and our back. Head down and head back. Move through here. Notice how that feels. as you bring that forward and back. And again, you can move slower if you want to. I want 4 more. And 3. Go 2. And go 1. Now squeeze the muscles in the bottom. You're drawing back with your legs, alternating right and left. Connect through that back. See how that feels as you move. Press and in. So we're starting to isolate and feel the muscles into the lower back and the butt work. Well done. Press through. Okay, so let's get the hips a little bit warmer. Squat down, rotate right leg. Squat and rotate left. This is the point where you can take your legs wider. They can go more than hip distance. Down, press through. Again, the speed is down to you. You don't have to go quick. Think about how that feels as you move. Really well done. I'm going to do 4 more. Rotate and open. 2. Good work. Let's take the legs wide. Now I know we did this in our core class, but I want those hips just to be really open. Again, because pelvic floor is going to start to fire when the pelvis is open here. So we want to stretch out through those hips just a little bit further. Good work. So I'm going to come over to the right and then I turn. I drop down, lift, come to center and squat. So I come over, left, turn, drop down, lift, center and squat. Lean right, lean, turn, drop, lift, center, 3, 2, 1. Lean left, left, turn, down, up, center, 3, 2, 1. Go again. Lean, turn, drop, lift, center, 3, 2. Last time. Go. Lean, turn, drop, lift, center, 3, 2. Stand tall. Right leg back. Okay, so what we're doing here is I want you to get the connection with your brain and your body. I know I said we're not going to do any isolation work, but I need your brain to connect with your body first of all. So let's think about our breath, like I said earlier. Let's exhale as we kind of do our effort of the exercise, which is our lift up. Place your hands on your right butt cheek and get that connection. Squeeze and squeeze. Feel the muscles under your hands working. Starting to fire there as you push and press. Do this against the wall if you need to. I'm going to go out more on a diagonal. So my pelvis now is open. Press. Lift. How's that feel? You doing okay? I need 4. I need 3. Go 2. Go 1. Now roll halfway. Hands forwards onto the thighs, create a flat back, right arm. Extend, then the left. Both arms extend. Both arms extend again. And then roll up through the body. Left leg back, squeeze. So we're going to really feel this work coming through the back of the body. Lower back, bottom, working through here. Get the hands on that left butt cheek. Feel that engage for you. So you're feeling the muscles under your bum working. Nice and strong. You've got this. You're pulling taut into that supporting leg. Try not to sink into it. That's it. Really squeeze, you're doing great. Lift, lift. Can you move it out more? Diagonal out. So it's not out wide, it's diagonal back. I want you to be able to feel that as you're opening through. Feel the difference of where you're engaging in the muscles in your bum. Yeah, you got it? Well done. 4, 3, 2, roll down again. Drop. Heavy head comes forward, hands onto the thighs. Create that flat back, you lengthen. Right arm extended, left arm extended, both arms extend. Both arms again. And then roll up. Good work. Okay, so now we've got that understanding going on. We know what we're doing. We're going to start to fire up through the back just a little bit more here. So let's start with a VW. I'm going to come V and W. Up and back. Up and squeeze. Lift and draw back. Feel those shoulder blades connect. We got that? As you're pulling through, really feel your shoulders, that's it. So we're here, and squeeze. And my thumbs are going to the back wall, so that I'm really working through posterior chain a little bit more. Now while we do this, we're gonna come up and down, up and down, lift and lower. So I'm squeezing the butt as I'm taking my arms and pulling them through. Really well done. Bring your hands down. Take your right arm, thread like a needle here, through the supporting arm, and then back up high to the ceiling. You go through the supporting arm, and then lift up. And again, through. Come back up, roll all the way up, roll. Hands go high again, VW, V and W. Now this time if you want, add that squat, V and squat down. Pull up through the back of the shoulders. Are we feeling okay? Are you with me? I bet you thought we were going to be laying down on the floor. Oh no. Making it really functional, getting this back and pelvic floor to work harder in a standing position. Good work. That's it, up and down. Roll down, half roll. Left hand comes to the head. We come into our thread like a needle. In and then lift up. Thread like a needle again. And up. And one more time, thread. Good work. Come up and roll up. Great work. Roll the shoulders back. Loosen off. From here, we're going to start to engage through pelvic floor just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on my right and I'm going to curtsy and then I'm going to come out to the side. So firing up through the glutes, lift, back, lift. Now, if the curtsy is no good for you, you can just tap and lift. Tap and lift. Yeah? So if you're happier there, do it. You can otherwise curtsy down and you've got that opener that is making the pelvic floor muscles kick in on fire. You're also working the outside of your glutes. Your back is working because we're going against gravity. You'll be able to feel that. And if it starts to ache a little bit too much, feel free just to come into that half roll. I want you to engage the abdominals a bit stronger. Well done. Good work. Come to center. Plie here. My pelvis is open. So my pelvic floor muscles are having to fire. Now I'm going to change this slightly. So I'm going to plie, plie and kick. Plie and kick. Plie, kick across. I'm using my inner thigh muscles. There. Kick across. Brace the belly. So as I'm working really functional pelvic floor here, open, exhale. There. You got it? We step in, open. On that other side. Curtsy. Remember, if the curtsy is no good, take a tap, open. Tap, open. You choose. Curtsy, in, press. You with me? There. So the curtsy makes the butt work a little bit more as well. We're doing great. Push, lift, plie, kick, plie, and kick. Down and kick. How's everyone doing? Keep it going. Plie and kick, plie and kick, plie and kick, plie and kick. Go again. Plie, kick. Woo! You feeling all right? Half roll. Inhale. Exhale. Come through. Take that back release. Good work. Now roll up. Roll through the shoulders. Loosen off here. Relax through the back. Add a little rotation in. Allow that back to really open. Well done. Feel all right? Okay, so what I want to do is fire up the glutes and a baby back bend. So I'm same arm, same leg. I need you to squeeze your butt, just like you did when you had your hands on it. You're firing up that much. We're not letting go of our abdominals. We're going to stay really nice and strong. Now, can we go out onto the diagonal with the arm and with the leg? You may need to hold something for a bit of support on your other side. That's totally fine. Press. Good work. Take your roll. It's really important when you do any extension work that you counterbalance it. And our counterbalance can come forward and through from here and roll through the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, half roll. You might want to do a few cat stretches there. Let that lower back, you're going to feel that. You're going to get a dull ache in that lower back. And through. Good work. Roll it up, roll through the shoulders. Okay, so one more exercise standing, and then I'm bringing you down to the floor just for a couple. What we're going to do now, again, is firing up through the muscles in your butt and through the lower back. Definitely you might want to hold on to something for this one. I'm going to bring your right foot into the crook of your knee and have the other knee out wide. Pull it strong, and we're here. I'm pushing my leg to the back wall, but my knee stays open. So I've got a little bit of a pelvic opener here. I'm squeezing and firing up those muscles in my lower back. Be aware of how that feels as you push. Well done. 8, 7, 6, 5. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Plie again. Now I'm going to lift up on the right, lift left. Good work. Now keep the heels down, and I want you to pulse your knees back. This works through the inner and outer thigh, the outside of your butt. Really good. You're pulling up tall, your left foot crooked the knee, and we lift. Up. Well done. Really hope that you're feeling this today. Whatever time you're doing this with me, I know lots of people will be doing this on catch-up. You're hopping in and hopping out, which is quite good in a way with virtual, rather than live, because obviously if you were live, you'd be here for the whole afternoon. We'd be sipping on fruit teas, rather warm. in a hall rather than in the comfort of your own home. And you can kind of drop in and out of these sessions, drawing back in again whenever you want to. Let the feet go wide and let's lift on the right, on the left. Working through the back of the legs, working through the inner and outer thigh. Be aware of how that feels for you. Go 8 and 7. Your body is lovely and tall, and this really works your butt as well at the same time. Well done. Can the hands come forward and you push back, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good work. Push, 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 push. Okay, you're coming all the way down. Oh. Okay, let's give that back a really good release. So I need you to come up into cat and then down into cow. Allow your back to relax and release here. And then I'm going to tweak this to give you a really nice release into the back. So you're going to come up into cat stretch, people. Now wag your tail from right to left. Let the head and neck dangle down. Come under into cow pose. Wag your tail. Right to left. Woo. Okay, up into cat. Now turn the feet one way. Look over there. Feel that opening up through the hip and the waist there. Come over to the other side. Over we go. Well done. Stretch it away. Now feel free to grab a drink. I'm going to bring you down on the floor. I'm going to take you through a functional fitness Pilates back workout, and then I'm going to do a really nice functional back release, and then I'm going to pass over to Nikki to do bar. Alright, so hopefully you feel okay. If you want to, use a rolled up towel just underneath your forehead so that that is protected. You're coming down to the floor. Bring the arms back behind you. We're going to squeeze the muscles in the bottom. Have the legs as wide as you wish here again. I'm going to come up and then lower down. And then lift and lower down. Squeeze the muscles in the bottom and lower down. So we lift and lower. Good work. Up and down. Lift and lower. Now as you do this, we're going to lift up one leg and then lower down. Change sides, lift up and lower down. Go again, lift up and lower. One more time. Okay, start moving in frontal plane. Lift up, reach down to one side, come back and release. Lift up, reach down to the other side, back and release. So our first exercise was in sagittal plane, up and down. This now is in frontal plane, working through. I need you to squeeze your butt though, gang. And if you want to, lift the opposite leg to the side that you are reaching down on. Lift, squeeze and retract. Lift, squeeze and retract. Up. One more time. Arms go out wide. We're going to rotate. Lift up through the chest. Up and down. It's a little twist as you do so. Pull the shoulder back, lift. This is in transverse plane. Rotate through. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and we release. Well done. Push back. Big stretch there. Excuse me, noisy. Push it back. Walk those fingertips away and relax here. Absolutely superb. Okay, while you're here, can you take your hands over to one side of the room? Feel the stretch going down the side of our waist. Change over to the other side when you're ready. And then come forward into a cobra stretch. You don't have to come all the way up. You could stay on just your elbows if that feels better for you. Open that there. Well done. Push back again. Release. From here, we're going to come down on the floor. I'm going to take your legs wide. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to come over into a little windscreen wiper. So this is our kind of first back release, which is so nice. Head can stay down. Let's open out through that back. Our second one, feet come in slightly, lift one knee, come over into scorpion. Change over sides when you're ready. Lift and twist. So you come up. And again. One more time. And again, lift up into cobra, just to the level that feels good for you. And then sink back. Walk the fingertips along the floor. Head comes down low, we relax and open up our hips. Come back into your cat stretch. Let's round up, wag our tail. Stay over to one side, move the feet, look to them. Go over to the other side, move the feet and look to them. Bring it back to center. Loosen that off. Good work. Slowly you'll come to sitting. Extend the legs. Take your right leg in. Cross it over. This hand comes round and we're going to pull that knee in. Have a little look back behind us as we twist. How does that feel? Opening up through that hip, outer thigh, but also twisting through our back and having that lovely release. You've worked that back so hard. Pelvic floor is firing the whole time. Release. So remember, if you've got any questions about anything that I said at the start of this session to do with pelvic floor, back health, please get in touch. Pull that knee to you. I want you to twist through and open up through the lower back a little bit more. Now sit comfy for you. We're going to take the right hand down and the left hand over, stretch our waist, and then you'll twist round. Come over to the other side, open up the side of the waist, and you'll twist. Let's do that again. Lift, and then there's the twist. And then lift, and there's the twist. Well done. Slowly come up. Coming up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's roll through the spine. Remember what I said about your neck and shoulders. It affects the way your back moves. So take your head over to your right. Roll the head down and around. Over to the left. Let that release. Real nice gentle release. Head up, roll those shoulders back. Well done. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale down to your heart center. And as you do it, I want you to find your perfect Pilates posture, just like you did at the start of this session. Take another breath, inhale. As you exhale, bring that pelvis back into your neutral. Remember how that feels. And also remember, with regards to your breath, the connection that it gives you with your lower back health and with your pelvic floor health. One more time, inhale. As we exhale, we grow a little taller. Let our shoulders come away from our ears and our neck is lovely and long. Take your right arm above your head and your left. Right hand forward and your left. Right palm in and your left. And you did it. Well done.